731, 92.1 WROI, WROIFM.com. We are streaming audio live on RTC Channel 5, and we are streaming audio and video live on RTC Channel 4. That's why Scott's here. Hey, Scott, how are you?
Good morning, Tom. Welcome back.
You know, you look dapper as always.
Hey, you too, my friend.
You dress for the occasion.
Yes, I dress for radio.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Nice to have you with us. And, of course, on your smartphone or Android, you can download the TuneIn Radio app. Take us wherever you happen to be going, which today will be the First Federal Savings Bank, where you can say hello to President Evan Gottschalk.
Absolutely. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning.
Hey, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes, please come see us today at First Federal. We're open all day today.
Actually, with the 24-hour teller. Hey.
Anytime.
All the time. Is the new one in yet, by the way?
No, not yet.
Okay.
We have it scheduled for February, late February.
Okay.
Brand new ATM. You'll be able to...
I'm so excited. You got like a ribbon cutting for that?
I'll think
we can
about
do a ribbon cutting for the chamber.
Okay.
There you go.
We're going to get the hookup here from Amy Rose.
As long as it's not cold outside.
That'd be a great idea.
We're hoping for good weather. A little risky doing
Give
it.
away a little money to the first one through.
I like that. You know, we could give out blank cards. You could try it and see if something comes out.
Like a jackpot.
We're not allowed to do like a lottery. That's
know.
against regulation.
Yeah.
So we'll have to think of something that would work. But I appreciate all the great ideas this morning.
That may be all you get out of the show.
Haven't had a coffee yet.
No, the new ATM is going to be great, though. It's going to have a check scanning module in it.
Ooh, cool.
So you'll be able to get a receipt with images. And
Wow.
Is it like a robot?
Impressive.
it's kind of like a robot.
Moving into the 21st century. Talks to you.
The cash will be cold or hot depending on the weather.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly right. It all spends, though, Tom.
That's right.
Well, we have Amy Rowe from the Rochester Downtown Partnership this morning. She's the executive director, and Sarah Reese is also joining us. She's the board president for the RDP. And welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
We're going to have a nice little interview with you gals in a little bit. And interested to hear what the Rochester Downtown Partnership has been up to last year and kind of what may be going on this year.
Yes, sir. We're excited to tell you.
Sure, there's some good plans. Well, first, although, U.S. stocks slumping again a little bit this week, Tom. Wednesday.
They came back a little bit yesterday.
Wednesday
what were
was
the
the
overnights?
worst. Overnights, I think futures are up a couple hundred.
Okay,
so
that's good. That's
very
good.
good. I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of the stock market's a big pool of information, and there's a lot of information that's going to be coming out relative to year-end numbers from corporations too. So I think there's each day there's a few different announcements, and things are tenuous enough. I think the day goes as those announcements go.
I think that's probably true.
I think General Electric is announcing, or maybe just did, their earnings, so hopefully they're a little higher than the expectation.
They're moving their corporate headquarters too.
Are they?
Yes.
I didn't hear that.
From outside, from the town of Connecticut where they are now, to Boston.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, they are.
I thought you were going to say to Ireland, like a
No,
lot
I
of
was
the other.
hoping
Or
to
South
Rochester,
Carolina,
hoping to
that's where-
Rochester, but I didn't think.
Yeah, well, Terry Lee's got a bag of tricks.
Terry,
I don't
where
know.
are you? Hopefully he's listening. We'll be able
Yeah,
to do that.
he may have been named king of Rochester. He pulled that off.
Right.
Anyway, oil, of course, price of oil has been nice for consumers, but dropping dangerously low. Well, really unsustainably low. But it's been back up since Wednesday. I think another 4 or 7%. It's above $30 a barrel again. So hopefully it's hit a bottom. I think that's what everyone's hoping for.
And $30 might be the bottom.
That's what we're hoping.
Yeah.
Another interesting stat that Dina Gottschalk found for me. Last year was the hottest year on record globally.
Yes, it was.
Last
in the
year.
world.
Correct.
Yes.
Yep.
So
All over the place.
everywhere.
I
That's
missed out on the
interesting.
warm winter.
I don't know if that's good or bad. Depends on your perspective.
Yeah.
It does.
I'm a half full guy, so
Yeah.
hey, nice toasty year. Okay, let's get into some more cheerful local news.
Bad stocks, bad weather. We're all falling apart.
That's right. Cheerful might be the operative word.
I think so.
Sunshine. We need sunshine.
We do have a more fun trivia question this morning.
Okay.
We got 3 words for you. Which word is on the list of the most hacked passwords of 2015?
Oh, wow.
Princess, Solo, or Star Wars?
Okay.
So we're looking for the most hacked password.
Those are all Star Wars related, too.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't understand. They're new to the list in 15, so I'm sure it has something to do with some movie that came out.
Okay, I'll work on that.
Okay.
So will our guests.
Yes.
have the
I think
answer.
I already know.
They'll have the answer
Yes.
for you right there.
Sarah will give it to us.
We're looking for accuracy, please.
Oh, not here.
No, you're right. I couldn't even keep up with the facade very long. It melted away because of the hot year last year.
Yes.
Okay. All right, it's going to be quite a season for Division I college basketball for Indiana schools. I'm going to go through some of these teams, but the teams have all started off pretty strong. Indiana University 16-3.
Right?
Purdue University 16-3.
Yep.
Valpo 16-3. IPFW 16-5. Evansville 17-3. Notre Dame 13-5. Butler 13-5. Ball State 12-6. Indiana State 10-9, and then the only team underwater right now is IUPUI at 8-13.
Oops.
That's amazing.
Well, it is amazing.
I know it's early
Yeah.
in the conference season,
Really, it
so
is.
a lot can change, but that's a strong
Yes,
lineup.
it is. Yes, very strong.
And sometimes you forget how many Division I teams there are in
Well,
the
there are a
state.
lot.
I may have missed one too,
That's right.
Tom. I didn't have my fact checker check that one, so there could be another one out there.
I think you caught him.
So that's all. I love basketball, so that always catches my eye. But
Got to work on Notre Dame.
yeah, they got a tough conference, so we'll see how they finish out. Okay, something Amy and Sarah are interested in this Saturday is the first legislative breakfast,
Okay.
sponsored by Fulton County Chamber of Commerce, and it's from 7:30 to 9 a.m. at the Akron Community Center tomorrow.
Yep. We welcome
Okay.
you to come out. We're
Very good.
excited about it. We hope that it's going to be a good time for folks just to be able to connect with their legislators and hopefully hear what the updates are and be able to share into the political system a little bit. I'm interested just to see how it works because I'm obviously new back to Indiana, so
Well,
it'll be interesting.
I've had the sense that they're fairly well attended in the past, so I think with the mild winter we're having, should be a nice
It's
crowd
the donuts.
It is the donuts.
That's
and
right.
Donuts and
Akron,
coffee.
In Akron, it's the Viking Foods donuts. Supposedly they are the
Very
best.
good.
Viking
That's what I've
Foods
heard.
is a
That is what
very
I've heard,
quality
Yes, they
organization.
are. Good store.
So come out just for that if you want to.
I will be there. I pledge
6:30
this morning.
I got to get the coffee ready.
6:30?
Yep, that for me. I got to get the coffee.
Everyone
ready.
else come at 7:30 when the
but just
coffee
for
is
Amy.
actually steaming and ready.
Got to get it ready.
Okay, this should be a nice, fun one. Ted's had a couple weeks to prepare. First one has to be the most tricky, I think.
Get off the gate well, right?
You gotta send the right message. Okay. A group of people, which is somewhat undefined so far, so this could include any of you, is interested in trying to resurrect Time Cinema, and they're meeting next Wednesday also at 6 p.m. at the Fulton County Public Library. Everybody's invited that has any interest at all in discussing this. Some of the discussion is going to center around establishing a board of directors and officers for a new organization that would oversee fixing it up and reopening the theater. And it's been a top priority for the Rochester Redevelopment Commission on our list of projects since it closed. And it closed because all theaters had to have a digital technology
Correct.
upgrade, and those are not cheap. So there's some hurdles to overcome, but organizing a group and seeing who's interested is a great step, and I think it's going to be a really good meeting.
Yeah, and they did the same thing at the town that I just came from in Fountain. Is one of the pieces that they took an old high school, actually. It wasn't the theater, and they moved and made it actually nonprofit that they could bring, and it was a stable connecting piece and an economic development driver in from the big city of Greenville. People would come in to go to the theater. So it was one of those tipping points for Fountain. Maybe
That's
that was-
excellent to hear.
yeah.
'Cause I think those are the questions we've wondered here. Could it be? Is it? So
Potentially,
that's
yeah.
excellent experience, Amy. So I'm assuming you're going to be there.
Yes, I will.
Okay,
It's
great.
penciled in on the calendar. So, and I've been trying to get the plan from Fountain to potentially help Terry to move that forward. So
Great.
lots of details.
Well, I hope hopefully we have a good turnout there. If you'd like to hear what's going on with it, please come next Wednesday night at 6 at the Fulton County Public Library. Caston cheerleaders are serving fried fish and tenderloins from 4 to 7 today in the Caston High School cafeteria. And then you get to enjoy a donkey basketball game at 7:30 after
Okay.
that. something that's fun in my world is the Psi Iota Xi sorority father-daughter dance, and that's February 19th from 6 to 8 at Grace United Methodist Church. If you got a young girl that's age 3 to 5th grade, they're welcome to come, and the father or significant man in their life can bring them. Really fun time. I went last year with my daughter Jane, and we had a great time. She's been actually talking about it since Christmas. And I wasn't sure when it was going to be, so I'm glad it's coming up because I was getting a little
Did she
hot
buy
on
a new
the collar.
dress? Did Mom
Well,
buy a new dress?
that's on the agenda.
I was going to
so.
say, you have to buy a new dress.
In the process,
Make sure, yeah.
absolutely.
Well, you want to make sure you get tickets because I've heard that they kind of have a ticket number they're looking
Okay.
for, and it can kind of sell out. So you can get those tickets at Kroger from 10 to 2 on Saturday, or you can get them at the Sentinel or from any Psi Iota Xi member.
Excellent.
Okay, well, you probably saw in the Sentinel this week, Fulton County Animal Adoption Education Center has a new executive director. Janet Showley assumed those responsibilities on Tuesday. And Opie Rogers, who's been doing that job plus a bunch of others, is now going to be the center's operations director and continue doing a great job there. So we're actually going to have Janet on the show next week, Tom,
Excellent.
as our guest. So we'll get to talk with her about her new exciting opportunity and what they're doing out there at the Animal Adoption Center.
Hopefully helping with the cats.
One of the nice things when they first set that up is it's the Animal Adoption and Education Center, and I think that education word is so important when it comes to our animals because people are not educated in terms of how to take care of them.
Yes.
And this helps.
Yeah, and I suppose that's all related in this circle that
Sure.
they're involved with is understanding owners understanding how to care for them and keep them. That's a good point, Tom. Well, we got a big milestone also coming up. Willard and Polly Clark of Rochester are celebrating their 70th wedding anniversary on
Awesome.
February
Amazing.
3rd.
That is
That's
yeah,
amazing.
that is so rare and
Right.
so awesome. So congratulations to Willard and Polly. And then we just must give some flowers to pharmacist Harry Webb this week, drug-free county coordinator Mark Williamson, and Fulton County Sheriff Chris Sailors. They testified before the Indiana Senate Corrections and Criminal Law Committee on Tuesday to support the bill that Senator Randy Head was working on. Senate Bill 80 is the number. And they've, of course, been involved with the Citizens Action Committee here on controlling pseudoephedrine sales, challenging buyers a little bit just to make sure that they've got a pharmaceutical need for it.
Exactly.
So they've greatly reduced the sale of pseudoephedrine, and of course that's used in the production of meth, which is something that we're really aware of in our county and interested in curbing. So
We appreciate him.
flowers for those three gentlemen
You
for
bet.
the testifying and for Harry for really helping lead that charge among other people. It's neat for our county to kind of have a little bit of a leadership role in something
yeah,
as critical as that. Okay. Also in the paper, I think it was Saturday in the Sentinel, the Fulton County Community Foundation, we've been on a 16-month quest to raise $500,000
Exactly.
for our community endowment funds. And each dollar donated towards community endowment funds is matched with an additional dollar from Lilly Endowment. So it's a great opportunity. Earnings from community endowment funds are used to improve the quality of life here in Fulton County in a variety of ways. For instance, last year's Impact Grant winner, the Akron Youth League, received a portion of the earnings from 2015 to continue improving their baseball facilities. And they had won previously as well a grant and have done some really great things fixing up their field in Akron. Fields, buildings, batting cages. So done a fantastic job. But that's one example. They applied and did a great job on their application, being prepared for something like that.
So where are we in terms of the money?
We are over $400,000
Okay,
raised.
so
Tom.
we're 100,000. Max is 500,000, right?
That's right. That's
Okay.
correct. We have till March 31st,
Okay,
2016. So it's coming right
2.5
up.
I
months.
think I saw something with WRY and Valentine's or something.
Well, we do have that fundraiser. Thank you, Amy.
I just saw it yesterday. I
That's
was going
coming.
through the mail and I looked at it and I thought,
we
saw
are
that.
we are partnering again with WRI RTC and doing the Valentine's Day event with the Community Foundation
Very cute.
and hoping to raise some more funds towards this matching program. It's a fun event. We love doing that every year, and we appreciate all the partnership support, Tom.
You bet.
Cute idea.
So please consider donating to a community fund today, or you can start your own fund with as little as $2,500 because of the match. Normally it would take $5,000.
Okay.
So we can all help improve the quality of life here for us and others. Well, First Federal is open today. We've got the ATM we talked about earlier that's always open. You can always bank online at www.firstfederalbanking.com.
New look to that, by the way.
For the mobile app, there
Yes,
sure
new
is.
look for the mobile
I
app,
didn't even
right.
see that.
Update came out Wednesday.
Yeah.
What do you think, Tom? I was
I
going to
like
ask
it.
your feedback.
I like it.
It's took out a few steps, so it'd make it a little easier. And
It
then
does. It's much simplified, I think.
that was a key point of it. And then also you can have multiple users use it now if needed, because you can change the username. And previously it was kind of pegged into one user.
Excellent.
So a little more flexible. We like it a lot, but we are interested in your feedback after you try it. So give me a call if you have some comments on it. And we're hoping to make it easier, but you can conduct transfers, pay billers, pay other people, and make deposits with it. Of course, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And the big news again, we didn't think this would be going on this way, but mortgage rates fell again for the second week in a row, Tom. And even though rates have been low for some time, it's still an opportunity for some homeowners to save money by refinancing. We can meet with you. Ben Dalton and John Schaefer in Rochester will meet with you and do a little loan analysis for you to see if that would be something that benefits you. And Bill Morris in Winnemac can do the same for you.
So when you go on HGTV to get your new home and they say what's your budget, you already have an idea what your budget
That's
is.
Because you went
right.
to First Federal, right?
Yeah, most of those folks that are on that show have come to First Federal.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you're the bank of choice,
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I think.
We are the mortgage financing experts, so
We'll
thank
be
you,
at
Amy.
First Federal today, so Sarah and I, for the RDPs.
Oh, great. And another thing that we take a lot of pride in is providing local service for the life of the loan. You can come to us as long as you have that mortgage, and we will help you out with all those details, which is critical. A lot of other places these days, the loan gets sold around and you end up calling someplace in New York or Texas to try to get your questions answered.
Right.
We'll do it here for you for the entire life of the loan. You must meet underwriting guidelines, and a delivery fee may be applicable to your loan. First Federal is FDIC insured and an equal housing lender. Our NMLS number is 399927. Okay, well, we've
stuff.
yes, all good stuff. We are joined by Amy Rowe and Sarah Reese. Amy's the executive director for the Rochester Downtown Partnership, and Sarah is the board president for the Rochester Downtown Partnership this year. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
So tell us a little bit about how the Rochester Downtown Partnership, how long has it been going on? Why was it formed? And then what you been doing? What's been going on in 2015?
That's a tall order here. Honestly, I came in on the backside of everything, but that's why I have Sarah here with me. Obviously, I came in September, and so from what Sweet Sarah has shared with me, is it started, kind of the early part of 2014 in April, looking at what does it look like to revitalize the downtown, to bring it back. And they brought some folks together, and then around September of 2014, they launched the Rochester Downtown Partnership with the board members. And so at that point, they were attempting to figure out what do we want our footprint to look like? How do we want to move forward a chance to revitalize the downtown? And one of the main pieces that had not happened before, because they had attempted a couple other times of downtown revitalization, was being part of the National Main Street Program.
Okay.
And so the National Main Street Program is a program through OKRA, which is the granting organization. And please don't ask me to state what I think it's the rural. I should know that perfectly.
Office
but
of Community and Rural Affairs.
she's got it memorized.
Is that a state office?
Yes.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
under the lieutenant governor.
Okay.
And so through that, they actually are a designated Main Street program. And that just means that they have more buying power. Once they become that 501c3, they will be able to receive grants from the OKRA organization.
And is that something that's in process right now?
Yeah, so I guess looking at from the perspective of where they've been and where they're going, in 2015, the main, obviously 2014 was just getting established.
Yes.
And then in 2015, the main goal was to bring exposure to the organization, to help people to know who we are, what we want to do, and to clarify the story of the organization, and also to build a little bit of funding, because you can't do something if you don't have funding.
That is true.
You know, and so they did the color run and the block party, which were more of community events and kind of helpful in building that the funds to be able to do
Do you have
something.
a lot of businesses represented or people involved in this group?
We initially had a larger amount of folks, and I was
Okay.
thinking about this morning. I think what happens sometimes is things get started, and then they had the switch in the leadership. I think maybe that was a bit where folks kind of fell off, and so that leads us kind of into the transition of what are we doing for 2016. And one of the first things that I felt was necessary coming in was to rebuild the foundation, because you can't build a house if you don't have a foundation, right?
Correct.
So it would crash. And so just re-engaging folks, and we have a strong board that we voted for in December, and then new officers, which Sarah obviously is one of those. And so that would hopefully be able to bring us to a place where we can start building on that.
Do you have some events planned for this year?
As far as the events, we do not at the moment, but I'm looking at it from the foundational piece. So we are I think January 28th. So next week we are voting on a logo. Knock on wood that everything goes
Well,
well.
that's good.
We have a few folks who are interested in submitting a logo, and obviously we know branding and marketing is really important because people don't know. I recently went through Tipton County because I was at Ball State at an economic development seminar last week, and they have these beautiful signs with their Main Street logo, and I was so jealous I almost stole one. I thought, this is what we need right here. I wanted to inspire people.
So you stole the idea.
I stole
good.
I took a
I like
picture of that, the idea. I didn't steal the logo. I thought I'd get put in jail. That would be bad. But so that is one of the main things for January. And then in February, we are so grateful. We have a new community liaison with Okra who is very engaged, and she is actually going to be here once a month, the first Thursday of every month.
That's fantastic.
Very fantastic. It has not been that way for Fulton County ever.
So you're going to be getting some good support from the state of Indiana and that Main Street program.
Yes, and so she'll be here February 4th, and she's going to actually bring us through a strategic planning session. She's going to re-engage and tell us what the new model looks like, and then we will have in the middle of that kind of the city planning session of understanding what they're looking at, and then for us, we will have our committee breakout and do work plans so we can figure out what our footprint for 2016 will look like. So we actually have a GPS coordinates, and we're not just going all over the place.
Yeah, that's a nice development.
One of the really great things about being a part of the National Main Street Program, as Amy mentioned, and having that connection with the Okra office, is the educational opportunities that are available. I went to they highlight communities that have done this revitalization and been successful with it, and I was able to go to Cherubusco. They hosted an event, and we kind of can learn from them instead of having to reinvent the wheel. You have that opportunity to really talk with those folks and say, okay, what worked, what didn't work, what are some lessons we can learn from your trial and error and trial and success. So that's a huge piece, in my opinion, that we haven't had before, is that ability to really connect and engage with some communities that have been very successful in revitalizing their downtown.
Yeah, it's always nice to have a bit of a peer group
Yes.
that
Right.
you can share with, but also glean ideas from.
Right.
I like that, not reinventing the wheel.
Yeah, and that's how I actually got here. Was they? I had connected with Shada, who was the vice president at the time.
Okay.
And they had. I did not know that this was happening. Actually, I think I had even come and seen you at one point.
Yes, you
because
did.
somebody had. I think I ran into your mother, and she was telling me, and so
She's a nice lady.
and
Hi,
she
Mom.
was, she was propagating the information, and I thought there's something in Rochester happening, and so I had to catch a ride with Michael Dick actually to go see you, and but it was interesting just from that. I don't even remember when that was, but from that point until the whole Rochester Downtown Partnership team plus Terry Lee and Brian Goodman actually came down to the town that I was working at the chamber with, and it was a neat opportunity to be able to connect with this organization in a grassroots effort and really see what they were doing and what they wanted to do. And that's what actually captured my heart and mind, if you will, to want to come back and to be able to assist in what they were doing, because that's what I had been doing with the city of Fountain Inn, and so it was neat.
It's a great boost of energy and encouragement too. You know, for us, when we went down to South Carolina, all the folks that have been involved down there, and seeing this little community come to life. All these people said as they looked at pictures of Rochester, they went, "It looks like our downtown. It looks exactly like our downtown." And so it is a good dose of encouragement to see that, you know, that there are communities out there that look very similar to ours that have been very successful in giving that shot in the arm that's needed to really bring life back to the downtown.
We're speaking with Amy Rowe and Sarah Reese from the Rochester Downtown Partnership this morning, and I would think related to that, making kind of inroads with other communities, a lot of them probably share some similar challenges too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're not that unique, I wouldn't think.
No, that was the thing about Fountain Inn. I think that was I remember just having the harebrained idea of connecting. I was sitting in an intern's office. We had placed interns with the chamber, and so I was sitting there talking about the possibilities and realizing they had tried the revitalization efforts before and failed. They had folks who thought it's never going to happen. They had folks who didn't want it to happen. They had all of the similar issues. And so when I looked at it, I thought, if they can do it, it's almost a jealousy thing. If they can do it, we can do it.
Let's prove it.
So we do have unique challenges. Obviously, we are rural, and they sit a little bit more closely to metropolitan area. But with the regional city initiative here in Indiana, that opportunity, that doesn't mean that we can't also piggyback on some of those potential opportunities to be able to assist in providing more resources for not only Rochester, Fulton County, but for the downtown partnership. So it's just being collaborative and strategic and intentional in our efforts, and using the resources that are available through Okra, and using Jennifer every Thursday when she comes, every first Thursday of the month when she comes. So
Yeah, we won't turn away help.
no. Yes, we're not going to. So we are looking forward to that. And then the last thing that we're, hopefully towards the end of the year, to become that standalone nonprofit organization. We're going to be working so that Sarah and the team can, because then I can actually focus on, the one job or two jobs, and be able to have more intentionality in those. But being able to help them to onboard them to success and to be where they need to be. Yeah. So.
Well, it sounds like an important mission here locally, and we thank both of you for all your efforts in advancing that forward.
Yeah, and please, if anybody's interested, we definitely do need to re-engage. We have a list of Sarah, and we have an intern through Rochester High School, and we've got the email contacts through downtown. We are wanting to engage folks and be able to have a bigger team, because more folks means multiplied efforts.
So you'd like people to reach out to you if they're interested?
They can be on one of the committees and help us. The design committee, economic restructuring, or the promotions, which is an event, and the beautiful banners that I wanted to steal, the communication piece. So we would appreciate anybody who'd be willing or able to assist in that.
Okay. Would you like them to call the chamber office?
Yes, they can call and just ask for me, and we'll get
And you got a phone number for that?
224-2666.
Okay. Thank you, Amy and Sarah, for coming this morning.
You.
All right, and then our trivia answer this morning, before we wrap up, which word was on the list of the most hacked passwords of 2015?
Sarah?
I'm going to go with Solo.
Okay.
I thought it was Star Wars.
Princess.
And we got all three cornered. Now, as a group, you guys are pretty intelligent because it was all of them.
Oh,
Twist this
we
morning.
Just knew, we knew.
Yeah, I like what we did here this morning with us.
Tag team collaboration.
They joined the ranks of the all-time worst passwords last year, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yes.
or password, or let me in.
Oh my God.
There's 25 of the worst you could Google that. Very interesting to see those, but just some advice from an old information security officer: don't use any of those, please. Just spend an extra.
Give your money away, right?
Yeah, spend an extra 2 minutes coming up with something that isn't a dictionary word or couldn't be guessed, and you'll be a-okay.
All right.
Buying your first home? Let the experts at First Federal Savings Bank help you through the process. At First Federal, all of their mortgage loans are serviced locally, with payment options that are convenient for you. Their staff will work with you, answering your questions and providing professional service. First Federal will even pay standard closing costs for qualifying first-time home buyers. Just another way First Federal takes care of you. Your local mortgage lender.